It was a quiet morning at Ouagadougou International Airport. Calm winds, soft footsteps, a normal day. But behind the routine of boarding calls and airport chatter, destiny was preparing a moment that would shake a nation. Suddenly, a convoy of black SUVs rolled up to the private terminal. From one of them stepped out a man, not just any man. Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the revolutionary leader of Burkina Faso. His boots touched the pavement with silent purpose. His eyes focused. His heart heavy. This wasn't a political visit. This was spiritual. He adjusted his beret, took a deep breath. Then, with soldiers flanking him quietly, he began walking toward a man who had just landed from Nigeria. That man was Apostle Joshua Selman. No entourage, no fanfare, just a Bible in one hand and divine presence in the other. He carried himself with simplicity, but the atmosphere around him, it was different, almost electric. And then the moment came. Their eyes met. Without hesitation, Captain Traoré walked directly to Apostle Selman. He didn't stretch out his hand for a shake. He didn't speak. Instead, he knelt, right there on the cold airport floor. In front of his guards, airport staff, passengers. He knelt. Gasps filled the air. Some covered their mouths. Others reached for their phones. But no one said a word. "I do not kneel for men," he said quietly. "But today, I kneel for grace. I kneel for counsel. I kneel for prayer." Apostle Selman stood still for a moment, taken aback. But then he gently rested his hand on the captain's head, and with a voice both calm and commanding, he began to pray. "Father, this is your son. You gave him boldness to stand against injustice. Now, give him the wisdom to lead in righteousness. Let him not lean on the arm of flesh, but on the everlasting arms of your spirit." A stillness swept through the entire terminal. It was more than silence. It was sacred. Surround him with wise counsel, Apostle Selman continued. Shield him from the seduction of power. Let his name not be remembered for tyranny, but for transformation. Captain Traoré trembled, not out of fear, but from release, the weight of a nation, the burden of expectations. It all poured out as tears streamed silently down his face. And when the prayer ended, he remained on his knees. A few more seconds passed. Then slowly he stood, eyes red, shoulders lighter, and with a voice steady and clear, he said, "I came to this airport as a president, but I leave here as a servant." He turned to his generals. "Power without purpose is poison. Leadership without God is disaster. From today, this presidency will be guided not just by strategy, but by the Spirit." He embraced Apostle Selman, not as a head of state, but as a younger brother embracing a spiritual father. Apostle Selman leaned in and whispered, "You have the throne, but God must remain the king." Those nearby wept. Some knelt in prayer. Even hardened officers bowed their heads in reverence. And just like that, the moment was over. But Africa had heard it. Heaven had recorded it, and history would never forget it. What followed in the coming weeks shocked many. Nighttime prayers in the presidential palace. Cabinet meetings opened with scripture. Decisions driven not by fear or pressure, but by faith. Videos of the airport encounter went viral. Some praised it, others mocked it, but all agreed something had changed. Because when a man of war kneels before a man of God, heaven listens. And when a president bows before prophecy, nations shift. This wasn't just a moment of prayer. It was a prophetic collision, a divine appointment, and perhaps the loudest sermon ever preached. Without a single pulpit. So let the world debate. Let critics speak. But we saw it. We saw a soldier surrender to the Spirit. We saw a throne yield to the truth. We saw that in Africa, leadership is rising again. Not by bullets, but by the Bible. Not by fear, but by faith. And to every leader watching, may you remember this. Nations don't just need mighty warriors. They need humble men. Men who know when to fight and when to kneel. Now, if this moment touched your heart, if you believe that Africa needs more leaders who kneel before God, then don't just watch. Be part of the movement. Hit the like button if you believe humility is greater than power. Comment below, Africa will rise by the Spirit. And subscribe to the Africa Trends for more powerful stories that stir the soul. inspire the continent, and remind us all that destiny belongs to the bold and the humble. Let your voice be heard. Let the story echo beyond the screen. Together, let's tell Africa's story the way it deserves to be told.